Hi, and welcome to this edition of The Hot Seat. I'm your host, Jeff Cawley, along with co-host off screen today, Jason Lowry. Today's guest is brought to you by Dr. Jessica Harris. She has sponsored Miss Ashley Douglas, who is the English teacher, English chair at the high school, and is also the Raiderettes coach for how many years now?
8.
8 years now, and has had much success. A couple trips to nationals, couple state titles. So we had Jess on, one of my favorite guests we've had, and she specifically said she wanted to have you. She was so nervous, she wanted you to be equally as nervous.
And I am.
So that's why she suggested your name. And
I am.
So here we go.
She texted me right after and said, number 1, how much did you have to do with those questions? Number 2, you're next.
Yeah. Well, you did submit some of those questions.
I did, but I didn't pay for her. I didn't think that the payback was going to come so quickly. So.
Well, too bad for you. That's how it worked.
I guess.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Question number 1. Who was your favorite teacher in elementary school and in high school?
Okay. Elementary school was Miss Sheila Blackwell.
Okay.
And I've heard so many people say, and I mean, for good reason, because she was amazing. She's still amazing. And high school, Ellen Shunks. Another hot seat participant. Her episode was great.
Ellen said some stuff on her episode that I wasn't aware of. I didn't know about the Dungeons and Dragons stuff. That was all kind of different to me.
She's a very multifaceted person.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And one of the best teachers we've ever had.
She was my favorite high school teacher, and she's the reason I'm a teacher.
Good deal. A lot of this is question and answer. Sometimes we ask people to explain. I want you to explain your Cardinals tattoo. You have a Cardinals tattoo, but it's not really about the Cardinals.
I do. It has nothing to do with the St. Louis Cardinals. It is in memory of my grandmother. She loved Cardinals, loved birds and plants, and people who know me are going to say, yeah, you do too. I do. I get it right. She absolutely loved Cardinals, tried to get as many in her yard as she could. And so that reminds me of her, and I see them all the time, and it makes me think of her. And so now I've always got her with me on my wrist.
If you get another tattoo, we've been asking that question a little bit. What would you get? And I'm not asking you that, but we did have someone say that they would get a tattoo of Jason Lowry if they were to get another tattoo.
Jason Lowry in the Uncle Sam suit?
Yes.
Or just Jason Lowry?
In the Uncle Sam suit.
The Uncle Sam suit is a good idea. Maybe that'll be the next one.
Where is your favorite place, your favorite store to shop? Clothing-wise or whatever.
Oh, wow.
You have one?
I haven't really been in stores a lot in the last year.
Right.
And on top of that, I just like to online shop anyway. But I really like Amazon, Lululemon.
Lululemon.
Yeah, Dick's Sporting Goods.
Okay. I know Dick's Sporting Goods.
I know you do.
I'm a stranger to Lululemon.
Yeah. Luxury leggings and luxury athleisure, if you will.
That's why I'm a stranger to it. Okay. Multiple choice here.
Okay.
Tough one for you.
Okay.
Tyler Childers, John Butler Trio, or Soundgarden. You got to pick one.
You did this on purpose.
I did. I know you like all 3 of these, but you only get to pick one.
Of those 3, Tyler's out of those 3.
Okay.
I love him, but he's out because he doesn't compare with JBT or Chris Cornell.
Okay.
Marler's saying this is a no-brainer. I can't. I like Chris Cornell by himself. I mean, that's not to say that I dislike Soundgarden.
Right.
Chris Cornell is just one of those voices
so you're leaning
of our
toward
generation. I am.
John Butler Trio.
I've seen John Butler Trio in concert more. We were supposed to see Soundgarden the day after he died, as you know.
I remember that.
So that hit pretty hard. I'm going with Chris Cornell.
Okay. All right.
But just know that that was a tough one for me.
Okay. Name a high school friend that you'd like to see again. Maybe it's been a while since you've seen this person.
Oh.
Maybe you might follow them on Facebook or something, but you just haven't seen them in a while. Someone you're like, I'd like to see that person. I'd like to visit with that person again. Haven't seen them in years.
Well, having so many sporting events at the high school, and so many of my friends were athletes who like to come back and watch those sporting events, I've actually got to have seen. I saw Brandon Robinson and Pete Pasternak recently because they came to the basketball game.
Right.
So that was nice. Alex Winters has come down, and I've seen him at some football games. I haven't seen Ashley Rasnick in a while. She was injured in a car accident recently. She's been recuperating. She just lives in St. Louis, so
Ashley Rasnick.
That would be nice to see Ashley sometime soon, yeah.
I didn't know that we had this in common. We have a lot of things in common, but I didn't know that we had this in common. And I think that this is safe to say, based on this question, that I'm better at this than you are.
We'll see. I don't know what it is, but we'll see.
Whitewater rafting.
What about it?
Well, whitewater rafting is like riding a motorcycle. As Mr. Marlowe says, you never say, I've never been down on a motorcycle. You say, you've wrecked the motorcycle or you're going to wreck the motorcycle. So whitewater rafting is the same thing. You're upside down at one point or another.
Yeah.
But your dad shared a story with me that you had a pretty bad whitewater rafting experience.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I've got a scar on my knuckle from it. Yeah.
So you turned upside down. You couldn't right yourself, or?
Well, we were stopped on one leg of the trip, and there was like a natural waterfall, natural water slide kind of thing where you could go through a rock. You would get down into the hole of the rock, you would go through, and the current would take you out and under and then back up. And you know, you still had your helmet and everything on. Well, I went, but my helmet got stuck on the underneath side of the rock. So that was kind of a near-death experience. So they had to go down and like grab me by my feet and pull me out, and I have a scar on my knuckle from
that's a pretty good story.
Floundering within the Chattooga River. Yeah. My parents really thought I was going to come back from that trip in a body cast also, because I went by myself completely with no friends, nobody I knew.
Well, that's always a good way
Went
to
on
go.
a trip in college, yeah.
What's your favorite movie of all time?
You know, you try to prepare yourself for these ahead of time.
Sometimes you don't get the ones you think.
A Few Good Men.
A Few Good Men. You can't handle the truth.
Nope. I'd rather you just said thank you.
Yes. Okay. Another question came to me from your dad.
Great.
Good question
Great.
here. A lot of people have quirks. A lot of people who are athletes have quirks. Okay. I played baseball with Darryl Coulter. Darryl would, no matter the big game, he would drink an entire bottle of Pepto-Bismol before the game.
I know where this is going.
What happens to you before a big performance with your Raiderettes?
Either as a dancer or as a coach, both. I cough and gag and dry heave.
Yeah, your dad said you almost get to the point of vomiting. It's just such a nervousness for you.
Yeah.
Now, the big thing with Darryl is once he would drink the Pepto-Bismol, he's fine. He pitched a no-hitter.
And I've never actually thrown up from
Right.
it, but it's always just coughing, gagging, dry heaving beforehand, both when I was an athlete and now as a coach. At Nationals every year, my best friend from high school will text me and say, are you gagging yet?
Be careful.
You gagging yet? Have you puked yet? So it's like a known thing.
This is a two-part question. What's your favorite book to teach?
Okay.
And who's your favorite all-time character in a book? Doesn't have to be from the same book.
Favorite book to teach is As I Lay Dying by William Faulkner.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Did you think I was going to say The Crucible?
I thought you would say The Great Gatsby.
Okay. And then favorite character of my own. Yeah. You know, I love and appreciate John Proctor, as flawed as he is. I also really like Darrell Bundren from As I Lay Dying. Most hated is Anne Spundren from As I Lay Dying.
I would have thought the most hated would have been Tom Buchanan.
Oh yeah, don't like him either.
Tom
Yeah,
Buchanan.
definitely don't like him either.
All right. I was told you're a good swimmer, but you're not a good diver.
Did this come from my mother?
Yes. So what's the diving story?
I have never been able to dive off the edge of a pool. It always
Your
ends up
mom
as a
told me
belly
two
flop.
things. She said you can't dive and the girl throws like a girl. Those are the two things she told me.
Yeah, that's my mom. Yeah, I did, I think like 2 summers ago. So I was roughly 35 years old before I could ever dive. And then my mom finally said, think of it like a leap, like a grand jeté, but with your head. And that clicked, and then I could do it. So then I think she was even more upset that I had to equate it with something dance before I could do it.
That would bother her.
And I also, she's right, I can't throw. We have stories about that.
Who would play you in a movie about yourself?
I knew that one was coming.
We asked that one of everyone. One of our
Isla
favorites.
Fisher.
Isla Fisher.
Not
Okay.
just because I like her name.
No, your daughter's named Isla.
Yes, but she has red hair and brown eyes.
Yeah, and has a little bit of that crazy vibe going.
A little bit.
Yes.
I think it works.
Yes, that definitely would work for you. Have you ever traveled outside the United States?
Yes.
And where did you go?
I've been to Mexico a couple of times, and I've been to Canada.
Okay. Do you have any nicknames?
Besides the one you gave me?
Well, besides the one I gave you, which was what?
Momo.
Momo. Actually, Bill Newbrand, I think, gave you that.
Tell them why, Jeff.
Well, Ashley has a gait, a stride when she's walking somewhere in a hurry, and he said if you took a snapshot, it looked like the Momo the monster, the Bigfoot Sasquatch. And so we would from time to time find a picture of Bigfoot, and we would send it to Bill or I, or Eric would send you that picture. Besides Momo, do you have any other nicknames from maybe as a kid? Or
my parents always called me Ashy Shell.
Ashy Shell.
Ashy Shell, because Ashley Michelle.
Okay.
And then Michael called me Asherella early on.
Okay.
Sometimes I get Asherella.
Okay.
But Ash mostly.
Okay. Good ones.
Yeah. And Doug. The kids call me Doug.
Right.
Can't forget that.
What about a talent that you have that maybe our viewers don't know about? Is there something that you do that, maybe you play the piano, or you can, is there something you can do that?
I run, but I'm not talented at it.
Okay.
But I really like to run. I can sing.
She was running everywhere she went.
I just kept running.
Okay.
I can sing. I like to cook. I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah. Yeah, you can cook. Not that I would know recently. I did recently get a, you were making my favorite buffalo chicken dip, and instead of sending me the buffalo chicken dip, you sent a picture of you guys enjoying the buffalo chicken dip, which I didn't find to be very humorous. Name the last couple shows that you've binge watched.
Oh, Cobra Kai.
Yeah, I watched Cobra Kai.
So good. That's one that we could watch all three of us together. Isla enjoyed it. We watched, she had COVID, so we were home for a while in November, so we watched the Karate Kid movies that she had never seen.
Right.
And then shortly thereafter, we watched
right
all the seasons of Cobra Kai. And
Okay.
I mean, you could watch that show without having recently watched Karate
Enough
Kid.
flashbacks to-
Yeah, there's so
right.
many nice little references and Easter eggs and purposeful nostalgia in there that it's nice that you've watched it recently. And we're still in the middle of Queen's Gambit, which is also awesome.
Okay, I haven't seen that one yet.
You'd like it.
What song would have to be on the soundtrack about your life? One song.
I was not prepared for this one.
Yeah, it's the whole idea behind it.
Like about me in reference to
No,
me
just
in reference.
doesn't even have to be about you, but you're like, that song got to be on my soundtrack.
You're in my heart, Rod Stewart. You're in my heart, you're in my soul. There's a line in that song that my dad and I always say to each other and always have. He wrote it in my senior book the day I graduated
Which
from
line
high
is
school.
it? Do you mind to share it?
My love for you is immeasurable. My respect for you immense.
Very good.
And we have always said that to each other ever since the day I graduated
Very
from high
good.
school, and it's true. So that has
Your
to
dad
be in
can
there.
quote some good.
Yeah.
My favorite is what was after you guys had a loss in the family. Your dad said someone like took a knife, edgy and dull, cut a 6-inch valley through the middle of my soul. Very, very good at quoting songs. If you found out today, sorry Michael, this is just a test here. If you found out today that you were expecting a boy, a baby, what would the boy's name be?
Did you ask this because you know?
I think I know.
Would be Raylan.
Raylan,
Yeah.
because you're a big fan of
Justified.
Raylan
Gibbons.
And I wrote a short story at the high school. Remember, and the main character was Raylan.
Yeah.
And the kids really liked the story.
It would be
'cause they
Raylan.
They associated with it.
If Isla was a boy, that would have been one of the possibilities. That was one of the ones we could agree on.
Okay. All right. Another multiple choice. Eastbound and Down. Vice Principals or Breaking Bad?
Eastbound and Down.
Eastbound and Down over Breaking Bad.
Kenny Powers.
Kenny Powers. Okay. What's the first thing you would buy if you won the lottery today?
New house.
New house. Where would you buy a new house?
I would build it.
Okay.
Dream home.
Okay. You might want to wait on that building.
I know.
2x4s are $8.
Notice that you said lottery, so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
went to house.
Yeah. Way to aim big, though.
Yes.
Okay, last question. What program would you take if you were a junior or senior coming to UniTec?
I've been thinking about this one.
All right. Everyone gets this question. So
Yeah.
this was a gimme.
I really love to cook, but I wouldn't take culinary because I already know how to do a lot of stuff.
Okay.
So I honestly think that I would take construction.
Really?
Yes, because you know I don't like to ask for help.
Yes.
I like to do everything by myself, and that's something that I feel like
Except
I'm not.
moving heavy items.
Yes. Helium tanks.
Yes. quick story. She had to move this helium tank one time. She said, it's really heavy.
It was for prom.
For prom, I'm going to need some help. And I said, okay. She said, I got you some help. So you want to tell the rest of the story?
No, go ahead.
So I show up, and she has me, and there's Eric Bryan there to help me. And I said, who's going to help me load this thing? And she said, he's here to help steady it. You do the lifting, and he'll steady it. So we've always had that joke going with Eric. It's always a good story.
So
okay.
I think I would take construction. Yeah, just
okay.
to learn some things that I don't already know so that I could do more things on my own, because you know me, and that's what I like to do.
Well, hey, you were nervous, but you did a great job.
I was nervous.
And if you like the Hot Seat episodes, please like and subscribe. Remember, it only costs $25 to sponsor your friend or someone, as Jason Lowry says, someone you don't like. You can put them in the hot seat as well.
Thanks, Jess.
Only for $25. And we'll get those posted as soon as possible. Thanks, and have a great day.